I was just wondering because it seems like when you have LGBTQIA plus, and then you have SSA, which is same sex attracted, and then to know that that doesn't represent the LGBT because that is just like an acronym of so many different pieces. And then it has to do maybe with trans being so unique. And so I would like to know more about the trans thing because um, I know stuff about like people who do drag. And so they just seem to kind of be part time. Uh, they take on that role part time or maybe full time. I don't know. It's all new to me. And I was wondering if you two might have a little bit more that you can add to that conversation to bring clarity for me.
Absolutely. I think we can do
Mhm.
that, right, Jeremy? You got this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. When I think about the acronym, because you brought the acronym first, I, I always want to say first, no one should ever be afraid of an acronym, right? We're talking about humans and people, and that means however billion people there are on the planet, that's how unique each individual is. So an acronym can only do so much. What an acronym can do, it's trying to capture a community that, I guess in the context of what we've been talking about over these episodes, a community that falls outside of a traditional view of a man and a woman and a traditional view of sexuality. It's an entire spectrum and an entire reality, that might, it's probably easier to say what it's not than to say what it is. So if we start with the premise that many people fairly believe that there's a man and a woman, and those are the only two people that should be married. That's a view of sexuality. There's the spectrum. The acronym represents probably almost anybody who falls outside of that, which includes issues surrounding gender identity, gender expression. You brought up the issue of the nuance. What's the difference between someone who considers themselves transgendered versus what you might see when you go out to a club, someone who is just dressing in drag? Is there a difference? Yes, and we can talk more about that. But I always like to keep people as the starting place of it's just a large spectrum of folks who would fall outside of what would be considered the traditional Christian view of a man and a woman, in a marriage. That's how I look at it.